So now I've found 3 areas with bold and obvious structures. Numbers 2 and 3 are in a pretty isolated section. You know, even in these microforests surrounded by civilization, there can be found relatively secluded portions. And in the case of 2 and 3, that's where I found the structures. In the case of 1, it was definitely not secluded, but it was right next to the large solar power array, which may very well have something to do with it. Today I want to try another secluded section here next to the highway, leading off the top of this cliff. There's really no good motivation for people normally to go up here. This is absolutely woven through the fence. See, this is on this side of the chicken wire, and now it's on that side. And then it comes back up. There's this little crease, and then indeed it does go back on this side of the fence. So this little branch is woven through the chain link fence. Right here we have a triple intersection of branches, upside down branches. One, two, three, coming together, and you have another leaner right next to it that of course didn't grow here. I mean, what are the odds? Look at that. Again, you just have to use common sense and odds making. And right here, another single leaner next to a triple intersection. They're not woven, but they do intersect. And another isolated leaner. Would have been nice if they had taken the trouble to make a more complex artwork. But still, three intersecting. You know what this reminds me of? That stone wall in New York State. Goes and goes and goes. More and more and more. There's another couple of old root balls. A little farther down we have an intersection of 4. Woven in between. Woven. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that is a more complicated piece of work. Okay, the big one fell, but how did the little one get leaned up there? This one's kind of subtle. Seems to have fallen from there. I mean, come from down there. And then this is through like this. It'll stick on top. But this part through back like this. How does that occur if it's falling from the top? Boom. It doesn't wind up sticking in 2 different directions through the fence. I haven't found any standalone structures in this woods like I expected to and hoped to. It's all been this boundary work. Okay, I climbed up higher, thinking maybe it's just too loud and obnoxious for them down there. Can't hear themselves think. Can't talk to each other. So now, up here, I find a much more impressive formation. 2 separate ones coming in at an angle through this crook. And 3, the ever popular hanging root ball This one's hanging. That's about as high as the basketball rim. 10, 11 feet off the ground. Plunging down there to intersect with those two very separate building blocks. This is a definite conglomeration on purpose. Can't even count how many separate branches are being used here. We have some debarking, but not very thorough. So this is atypical in that sense. Could be because it wasn't an attempt at a pretty structure. They need to last. It was just a tossing together. And it's not next to any human trail, so this is not cleaning of a trail of debris. This is Sasquatch debris. And lots of boundary work here. It's as though these are perpendicular to the stone wall, mostly. And the little ones and big ones, alright, they're not all perpendicular, but they all are across. And there aren't the same kind of things lying around here. I mean, yeah, things fall, but why do they all fall on the stone wall? Look at all this, and how similar to that New York State stone wall last year. Wow. Let's gander at this. On and on, huh? I think perhaps they lay down these cross pieces as a way of sort of canceling out the human boundaries. As if our walls and fences are an ante in poker. And Sasquatch is saying, I see your ante and I raise you this.